New Economic Policy 1991. In 1991, India was facing huge economic crisis. The 1991 economic crisis was due to balance of payments problem, fiscal deficit, high inflation, etc. The economic crisis was primarily due to large and growing fiscal imbalances over the 1980s. During the mid-80s, India started having balance of payments problem, exports slumped, credit dried up, and investors took their money out. By 1985, India was in a serious economic trouble. The economic crisis led to the introduction of New Economic Policy 1991. This new model of economic reforms is commonly known as LPG or Liberalization, Privatization and Globalization Model. New Economic Policy 1991. Liberalization. Liberalization means reduction of government controls on private sector. With the introduction of New Economic Policy 1991, the private sector is given more freedom from government control. Liberalization is a process whereby a state lifts restrictions on some private individual activities. Liberalization occurs when something which used to be banned is no longer banned, or when government regulations are relaxed. Elements of liberalization. Keywords are given, kindly refer the same. Point number 1. Foreign trade. The government of India has liberalized foreign trade. The list of documents required for exports and imports have been drastically reduced. Also, customs formalities for import and export have been reduced. Point number 2. Abolition of phased manufacturing program. The government has withdrawn phased manufacturing program. Now there is no need to use domestic content or materials. 100% imported raw material can be used. One industry to adjust product mix. Point number 3. Abolition of restrictive trade practices. Prior to 1991, Monopolies and Restrictive Trade Practices (MRTP Act 1969) was in existence. Under this act, companies have assets of 100 crore or more when subjected to several restrictions. Point number 4. Broadbanding of industry. The Industrial Policy 1991 allowed broadbanding of industries. For instance, products like car, tempos, trucks can be grouped under one industry to adjust product mix. This means firms can adjust product mix depending upon market demand without government approval. Pharma, hazardous chemicals. Point number 5. Abolition of industrial licensing. The new Industrial Policy 1991 delicensed industries except 18. Further, the industries that require license were reduced to 6. The 6 industries that require license are alcohol, cigarettes, industrial explosives, defense products, drugs and pharma, hazardous chemicals. From the public sector to the private sector refers greater participation of private sectors in business activities. It also involves the transfer of ownership from the public sector to the private sector. Privatization can mean different things, including moving something from the public sector into the private sector. It is also something used as a synonym for deregulation when a heavily regulated private company or industry become less regulated. Mining of ores, specified minerals, mining of copper, zinc, etc. Two elements of privatization. Point number 1. De-reservation of public sector. Prior to 1991, 17 industries were reserved for public sector, which were reduced to 8 industries, which includes defense, atomic energy, railways, coal and lignite, mineral oils, mining of ores, specified minerals, mining of copper, zinc, etc. De-reservation has enabled the entry of private sector in those industries which earlier reserved for public sector. Political interference in PSUs. In 1991, government announced the disinvestment of certain public sectors units which were non-strategic. Disinvestment of public sectors was aimed to achieving the following objective: improvement in customer service, improvement in financial performance of the unit, overcoming political interference in PSUs, overcoming corruption and inefficiency, etc. Competitiveness of Indian industries. Globalization is the process. Globalization involves integration of domestic economy with the world economy. Globalization aims at improving the competitiveness of Indian industries. Globalization is the process of interaction and integration among people, companies and governments worldwide. As a complex phenomenon, globalization is considered by some as a form of capitalist expansion which entails the integration of local and national economics into a global unregulated market economy. Foreign investment in Indian companies. In custom duty. The custom duties on imports have been reduced considerably, especially since 1995. Also, the quantitative restrictions, that is quotas, on imports have been reduced. This has resulted in import of quality goods, which has improved standard of living, etc. Point number 2. Liberalization of foreign investment. Government has liberalized foreign investment in Indian companies. At present, foreign investment is allowed even up to 100% in certain industries such as hotels, advertising, tourism, exports, etc. Production. Keeping in view the objective of attaining international competitiveness, the new Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999. The Government of India has replaced the Foreign Exchange Regulation Act 1973 by Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999. The FEMA has made earlier foreign exchange transactions such as raising of funds, current account transaction, etc. Point number 4. Foreign technology. The new economic policy 1991 liberalized the import of foreign technology. The foreign technology not only helps to improve the quality of products and services, but also helps to reduce the cost of production. Keeping in view the objective of attaining international competitiveness, the new economic policy liberalized foreign technology agreements. B. Guidelines for foreign investment, and C. Foreign Policy 1991 liberalized foreign investment in India. In this connection, the following points are to be noted. A. Automatic approval. B. Guidelines for foreign investment, and C. Foreign Investment Promotion Board, that is FIPB.